Hey guys, it's Cindy. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys all the books I picked up from my local library for the month of March. It is quite a few of them, and I actually have a couple more on hold currently that I have to go pick up, as well as some that I have requested for but haven't gotten yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and dive in because it is quite a few books. So the first one is Horrorstör. This is by Grady Hendrix. I picked this up because someone said it was like a scary novel that takes place in IKEA, which I thought was really strange. I thought the whole novel was going to be told kind of like in a graphic novel form, but it is not at all. It's like a regular story, except for in the beginning. It does have like some pictures of some displays and stuff like that. So I think this is going to be really interesting. It looks like there's a couple of pictures and stuff throughout the book, but nothing too crazy. And I'm really excited to read this. It's just going to be a very fast thriller. I haven't sat down to record a video in like a week or two, so I feel a little out of it. And I'm a little down today, so not a good day to record, but I need to post some videos because I am on spring break, so I'm trying to like record some stuff so I can have some content for you guys. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I went like so overboard with my highlight today. I feel like the lighting kind of like washes me out, so you guys can't really see, but I'm like super highlighted. I don't know. But the next thing I got, I actually heard a lot of people talk about, and I haven't bought it yet, and it is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I have no idea what this is about. I know it is kind of like a sci-fi book, and it is extremely long. Well, no, it's only 440 pages, but I've heard absolutely amazing things, and I'm really excited that my library actually had this. So next I got Difficult Women by Roxane Gay. I've heard a lot about this. I know it's a short story anthology. I know that it is very difficult to get through, so I'm probably going to be breaking up the stories and just reading like one a day, so that way I don't have to like sit there and read the whole thing, because I heard it deals with some difficult topics that aren't easy to like sit down and digest. So I thought this was really interesting, and I'm really excited that they had it there as well. So yeah, and it has like the deckled edges, which I think is really cool. So this is actually what I'm currently reading. I'm only like 68 pages in, but I think I'm going to finish this today because I'm so invested into the story. It is The Dangerous Art of Blending In by Angelo Sermelis. I haven't heard too many people talk about this. I think the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I do have a picture of this on my Instagram. But basically it has to do with a main character. His name is Evan Panos. I had to make sure because I just started reading it. And he basically comes from a Greek family, and the mother is super religious, and he is a gay teen and no one knows. There is physical abuse in this, as forth as what I've read so far, so it has been a little hard to get into, not because of the story, but because of those certain scenes where he's like flashing back to when he was younger, and it is like a domestic abuse, so it's really hard to read, and he was so young when it happened, so it makes me think of like my little brother. And not that my brother has gone through that, but just like I'm able to resonate with the like younger boy character, and it's really hard for me to read that without like putting my brother in those shoes, if that makes any sense. But so far it's really good. It's really easy to read. I like the characters. I think it's a little weird though, because the main characters kind of text each other in like such a form that like I feel like kids don't fucking use, but I feel like authors use it to make it seem more relatable, and it's all like shorthand, and it's like instead of putting CU they only put the letter C and U. Like I feel like no one texts like that. Like I never texted like that, and I don't think my sister texts like that. Like I just feel like nobody uses that, but they think that like all younger kids text that way, and it's not relatable to me. But other than that, I'm really enjoying this so far. Next I have Obsessed by Alison Britz. I think I saw this on Instagram, and I was like really interested in it, and it's basically a memoir of a person living with OCD. I don't really know too much other than that. This is a nonfiction, so it's going to be really interesting. The words are super big, so it's going to be fast to get through. I did sit down and read like the first page in the library. I usually do that before I check it out, if it's something that I don't know about, and it was just like really interesting. So I'm really excited to dive into this because I haven't read a memoir of OCD. I've only read like books where the main character has OCD, but it is a fiction novel. So the next book I got is one that has taken Bookstagram by storm. I swear every time I look at my feed I see this book, so I decided I wanted to go ahead and pick it up from my library because surprisingly nobody had a hold on it yet, but I'm kind of afraid that someone's going to request it now that I have it, so I have to hurry up and read it. And that is The Bells by Dhonielle Clayton. This book just came out, I believe, this month, and I've been hearing things about this since last year. So look at the map, it's absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to read this. I think this is like a fantastical world where everyone like is plain and doesn't have color, but then there's like a certain amount of people called the Bells, and they're supposed to bring life and beauty to the world. So I think that's really interesting. I love the cover. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. She reminds me a lot of Taraji Henson. I think she's so pretty. I do have my bookmark in this one because I want to start reading it once I'm done with the book I'm currently reading, but I haven't actually started it. The next one is The Apocalypse of Elena Mendoza. I was really surprised that they had this at my library as well because I don't even think I placed a hold on this one, and it just came out in February. I've heard great things about Sean David Hutchinson, so I decided to pick this one up. I know this has like fantastical elements. Sorry about that shine though. Fantastical elements where she is able to like heal people and heal a girl that she's had a crush on that ends up getting shot, and it just sounds really interesting. I know people love We Are the Ants, and I haven't read that yet, so I decided to go ahead and pick this one up. So if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that my favorite thing to read is like a darker contemporary. I love contemporaries that have like real elements to them, not just like, I love a good fluffy contemporary every now and then, but I really love books that have to do with like darker tones to them and that are more like taboo and not spoken of. So this is Broken Beautiful Hearts by Kami Garcia. Was that supposed to be there? I don't know. But this has to do with, again, a domestic abuse case where a girl is, I believe it happens at a school where a girl is like pushed down the stairs by her boyfriend and nobody believes her. And I know it has to do with a actual true life event that happened in Kami Garcia's life where something like that occurred and nobody really believed her. So I'm really interested. I actually have been hearing very mixed reviews about this, that it's not that great. I know a couple of people have given it just a 3. But I'm really excited to dive into this one. I think I'm going to have to take a break before I read this one since I am reading one that has to do with domestic abuse as well, just like in a different sense. Like this is more like relationship abuse and the other one is more like parental abuse. I only have a couple more books. This is another thriller that I picked up this month. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I actually have no idea what it's about, but it's a book that, like, you know when you notice something and then you like keep seeing it over and over again? This kind of happened to me. Like I saw this on my Instagram, then that day we went to Barnes & Noble and it was there and I was just like, oh, this book like keeps popping out to me, and then we went to the library and they had it. So I was like, I might as well just pick it up and read it and see what it's about. It is People Like Us by Dana Mal, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and that just came out this month as well. So the next book is Here We Are Now by Jasmine Warga. This is a book that I have not heard a lot of people talking about as well. My best friend actually read her other novel, My Heart in Other Black Holes, and he said that it was really good. So I decided to pick this one up. It has to do with a main character that basically has never met her father in her life, and now that she is, I believe, 16 in this book, 16, she has found out who her father is and more information about him and whether she wants to form a relationship with her father. So I think this is really interesting, and the father is actually like a rock star, so I think that's really a really cool and different element. And then the next book is one that I have heard absolutely nothing about. It is just one that I picked up on a whim based off of the cover, and then I started reading the synopsis. It was really interesting. It is Good and Gone by Megan Fraser Blakemore. And basically this is like a road trip novel where the main character is taking a road trip after getting out of a bad breakup, and I like road trip novels, and I think this is going to dive deeper into why her and her boyfriend like stopped communicating with each other, as well as like some secrets in their relationship and stuff like that. So I think this is going to be really interesting, and once again I haven't heard anyone talk about it, so it's not as hyped up as the other ones that I picked up, and I like to pick up books that aren't that hyped up to see if they live up to like being just as good as the books that are hyped up, because I think BookTube tends to like hype up a lot of books and then afterwards they kind of fall flat. and just yeah, so that's why I picked that up. So as you guys can see, I picked up a lot of like new releases from my library because I'm trying not to like go crazy with new releases because they can get quite expensive, and I like to like read them and then wait for them to like show up on Book Outlet or something and then pick them up there because they're so much cheaper. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys have picked up any of these books recently, please let me know, and I will talk to you guys next time.